Subedar-like moustaches and heavy brow, but there were others who far surpassed him in this regard. It was in his manner of wearing the regimental uniform that he yielded to none. The heft of his thighs was such that the black fabric of his trousers hugged them like a second skin, outlining his musculature. His chest was wide enough that the wings on his shoulders looked like weapons rather than ornaments, and there wasn't a man in the Paltan on whom the scarlet coatee, with its bright yellow facings, showed to better advantage. As for the dark topee, tall as a beehive, he was not alone in thinking that it sat better on his head than on any other. Kesri knew that it was a matter of some resentment among the battalion's other NCOs that he was picked to lead the column more often than any of his fellow sepoy Afsars, but their complaints caused him no undue concern. He was not a man to put much store by the opinions of his peers. They were dull, stolid men for the most part, and it seemed only natural to him that they should be jealous of someone such as himself. There was only one sepoy in the Paltan whom Kesri held in high regard, and he was Subedar Nirbhoy Singh, the highest-ranking Indian in the battalion. No matter that a Subedar was outranked on paper by even the most junior-most English subaltern, by virtue of the force of his personality, as well as his family connections, Subedar Nirbhoy Singh's hold on the Paltan was such that even Major Wilson, the battalion commander, hesitated to cross him. In the eyes of the men, Subedar Nirbhoy Singh was not just the senior-most NCO, but also their patriarch, for he was a scion of the Rajput family that had formed the Paltan's corps for 3 generations. His grandfather was the Dufadar, who had helped to raise the regiment when it was first formed 60 years before. He had served as its first Subedar, and many of his descendants had held the post after him. The present Subedar had himself inherited his rank from his older brother, who had retired a couple of years before, Subedar Bhairo Singh. Theirs was a landowning family from the outskirts of the town of Ghazipur, near Benares. Since most of the battalion sepoys hailed from the same area and were of the same caste, many were inevitably connected to the Subedar's clan. Indeed, a number of them were the sons of men who had served under his father and grandfather. Kesri was one of the few members of the Paltan who lacked this advantage. The village of his birth, Nayanpur, was on the furthest periphery of the battalion's catchment area, and his only connection to the Subedar's family was through his youngest sister, Diti, who was married to a nephew of his. Kesri had been instrumental in arranging this marriage, and the connection had played no small part in his rise to the rank of Havildar. Now, at the age of 35, after 19 years in the Paltan, Kesri had a good 10 or 15 years of active service left, and he fully expected to rise soon to the rank of Jomadar, with Subedar Nirbhoy Singh's support. And after that, he could see no reason why he should not, in time, become the battalion's Subedar himself. He did not know of a single sepoy Afsar who was his equal in intelligence, vigour, and breadth of experience. It was only his rightful due. In the course of the last several months, Zachary Reed had met with so many reverses that he did not allow himself to believe that his ordeal was almost over until he saw the Calcutta Gazette's report on the inquiry that had cleared his name.
5th of June, 1839. And this review of the week's notable events would not be complete without a mention of a recent judicial inquiry, in which one Mr. Zachary Reed, a 21-year-old sailor from Baltimore, Maryland, was acquitted of all wrongdoing in the matter of the untoward incidents on the schooner Ibis in the month of September last year. Regular readers of the Calcutta Gazette need scarcely be reminded that the Ibis was bound for Mauritius, with 2 convicts and a contingent of coolies on board, when disturbances broke out, leading to the murder of the chief Sirdar of the immigrants, one Bhairo Singh, a former Subedar of the Bengal Native Infantry, who had numerous commendations for bravery to his credit. Subsequent to the murder, the Ibis was hit by a powerful storm, at the end of which it was found that a gang of 5 men had also murdered the vessel's first mate, Mr. John Crowell, and had thereafter effected an escape in a longboat. The ringleader was the serang of the crew, a mug from the Arakan, and his gang included the vessel's 2 convicts, one of whom was the former Raja of Rascali.